Hello there guys, what is going on? Son of Chelsea back here again for another video. Today talking about Kai Havertz and his potential massive move to Chelsea this summer from Bayer Leverkusen and also the future of Kepa at Chelsea. But before we get into any of that, I want to ask you guys, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so you never miss an upload. Also hit that like button if you're enjoying the content because it helps out the channel as well. But let's get into it. Firstly, of Kai Havertz. This all comes from an article from Matt Law in the Telegraph, link in the description box below so you can go and read it in full. It's interesting because it's sort of two parts. It firstly touches on Kai Havertz, an update about Chelsea's interest in a midfielder and also the future of Kepa. So I'll start off with Kai Havertz. As you can see here on your screen now, Chelsea are preparing to step up their pursuit of Kai Havertz after the attacking midfielder placed for Bayer Leverkusen in Saturday's German Cup final against Bayern Munich. Havertz remains near the top of the club's wanted list, and German sources believe Chelsea will make a bid for the 21-year-old once he is played in Saturday's final. Chelsea's chances of landing Havertz this summer were boosted by Leverkusen missing out on Champions League qualification, although they could still face competition for the player. So Havertz is a very serious target for Chelsea. It's quite clear that, and Chelsea are going to go all out to try and sign him this summer because they feel he is a priority for the squad next season. Creatively, it's clearly a player Lampard desires. In his 4-3-3 moving forward, looking at how he's shaping up currently with N'Golo Kante as the sitting player with two number 8s in front of him, whether that's Mateo Kovacic, Mason Mount, LOFTUS-CHEEK, and of course Ross Barkley at the moment. And I do still feel that if Havertz signs, I think a player like Ross Barkley will likely leave this summer. But Havertz, of course, potentially being one of those midfielders and looking at how to unlock low blocks next season for Chelsea and try and break down inferior opposition, adding more goals to the midfield, which is something Chelsea have lacked in that area for a number of years. Basically, consistently since Lampard left Chelsea and was out of his peak, basically, in his career, Chelsea have lacked goals consistently in that area. And that's, I'm sure, something as a midfielder himself Lampard will want to reintroduce to Chelsea's midfield. I still feel it will probably be a club record fee, even if it is under 90 million because of that Champions League qualification that Bayer Leverkusen don't have. But I still feel, based on the competition from other major clubs as well, I think that will still increase the price. So it would be a massive statement from Chelsea, a massive sign of confidence in Kai Havertz that they're willing to spend that amount on a player like Havertz at his age. But considering what he could go on to do in the game, I think it's probably worth it in truth for the number of years and how young he is and how long he's got left in the game, hopefully. And I just, as I've already said, I think what he could do for Chelsea moving forward is really exciting. And I think it shows once again Chelsea being very serious, trying to be as ruthless as possible and upgrade on the players we already have, which is what you're going to need to do if Chelsea want to be competing in the Premier League and the Champions League and get to the level of Liverpool and Manchester City in the Premier League. So those are my thoughts on the update. Please let me know yours in the comments below. Do you believe Chelsea will sign Kai Havertz this summer? And how do you think, if he did sign for Chelsea, Lampard would line up in midfield next season? Please let me know in the comments below. And as I referenced at the start of the video, the second part is about Kepa. So this is what Matt Law has to say about Kepa and his future at Chelsea. The possibility of head coach Frank Lampard trying to sign a new goalkeeper may rest on whether or not Chelsea are prepared to pay a percentage of Kepa's wages to loan him out. Chelsea have no chance of recouping anywhere near the 71.6 million they spent to make Kepa the world's most expensive goalkeeper almost 2 years ago, which makes a loan the most realistic option for replacing him. But it is unlikely that any of those clubs would be willing or able to pay his 150 grand a week wages. That means Chelsea would need to agree to pay a percentage of Kepa's salary while he was out on loan, or free up space for Lampard to sign a new goalkeeper during the next transfer window. And then you think about trying to find a replacement for Kepa, a long-term replacement, not just a short-term one, an older keeper to be a backup. And Matt Law does refer to, of course, Petr Cech being a technical advisor and his role in trying to find a new goalkeeper. And you're thinking of better people to try and find and scout a new goalkeeper. Of course, Petr Cech, wonderful keeper for Chelsea, probably the best in Chelsea's history between the sticks. So you've got a good person there to make a judgment on a new goalkeeper. And of course, the influence Cech had in those signings of Timo Werner, very much being at the forefront of those. And I think that's going to be something that continues moving forward. It does excite me that both Frank Lampard and Petr Cech working together potentially on transfers for Chelsea moving forward. Andre Onana was a player that's been linked heavily in the past, of course, from Ajax, potentially leaving Ajax this summer, and you could get him for a lower fee, still a younger keeper. And I made a video months back about, potential targets for Chelsea and who I'd like to see Chelsea sign this summer. I thought Onana would be a good player to test Kepa, but if Kepa is sent out on loan, I think Onana is a good replacement. It's quite clear now, my thoughts on Kepa. I thought that at times earlier in the season, and I think it is fair to point, I think it's a mixture of how poor Chelsea have been defensively, But simply, I mean, when I see things like I did on Wednesday with Kepa bumping into Kante in the box that led to, I believe it was West Ham's equaliser. It wasn't the VAR one that got, of course, ruled out. You lack all confidence in him, and it just simply isn't good enough for Chelsea. And from what we see of Chelsea moving forward, looking to strengthen in all areas and actually upgrade the players we have, I don't think Kepa's got long, really. I think he's going to have to do something miraculous to convince Frank Lampard now and convince more people that he can be Chelsea's long-term goalkeeper. You know, Kepa wasn't Frank Lampard's player. He was brought in under Sarri, had a promising first year, but this year he simply has not been good enough. And no matter what I think about him, or maybe I want to give him more time because he's a young player, the stats show it's not good enough for a player who wants to be Chelsea's first choice goalkeeper. And we talk about set pieces a lot. That's also down to the goalkeeper commanding that area. And it's not just all down to the centre backs. It's those centre backs having confidence and the team having confidence that the keeper can be aerially dominant, which Kepa just isn't. And for Chelsea, that's going to be a big issue moving forward. So bringing in a new goalkeeper is as important as signing a centre back probably for Chelsea this summer. It's whether Chelsea are able to pay those wages and will be willing to next season and to free up space to bring in a new goalkeeper. Who that goalkeeper would be, I've just thrown out an honour. I'm sure there are other names you guys could mention as well, and I'm sure we'll hear maybe a list of targets in weeks to come. But it's ruthless, isn't it? And I did say before the Premier League restarted, and we heard this especially from Matt Law, this was Kepa's last chance to impress Frank Lampard. And even if the club did spend a lot of money on Kepa, they may be willing to part with him very early on, cut their losses with Kepa and move forward with Frank Lampard. So let me know your opinions on this. Do you think it's the end for Kepa now at Chelsea? Who would be your replacement? Please let me know in the comments below. But thank you guys so much for taking the time to watch this video. If you did enjoy it, hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so you never miss an upload. Follow me on Twitter at Son of Chelsea. Have a great day, and I'll see you again.